this is an instruction video on how to use the Ergobaby Embrace carrier for a newborn. We're looking at making sure that the carrier distributes the weight effectively and that's tightened nicely to transfer the weight around your torso. So first and foremost, with our Ergobaby Embrace, we have 2 width settings and 2 height settings. We get the newborn setting by placing the carrier against your torso, flat down with the buckle on the outside and the label visible, and we twist it underneath itself 2 times. So once and then twice. When you're positioning the waistband around your torso, it's important to know that it will usually go higher up for younger babies and lower down for older babies. Into the buckle, click, and we're going to tighten it up. So one of the first reasons that it might pull is if the waistband is saggy. If the waistband isn't quite tight enough, it can push down on the front and it leads to a diagonal band here, which doesn't distribute the weight very well. So we're going to choose our level and we're going to tighten it up nice and snug. And I can do that by putting my hand flat against the front there and tightening the carrier up in several small motions, bringing the slack close to the buckle to make sure it's really nice and snug around your torso. Always remember it's easier to loosen it off just a little bit once baby's in there than it is to tighten it up once there's weight inside the carrier. When it comes to picking up our infant, we're just going to make sure that they're nice and central on your torso, that they have their knees tucked up underneath them, they have access to their hands, but making sure that they're symmetrical and straight down your midline will start to reduce any strain that you feel from asymmetry in the carrier. When baby's where you want them to be, we're going to use the carrier to come up onto the baby's back. I'm going to do that by just sliding a hand very gently over the foot, underneath the bottom, and curling the carrier all the way up. A little gentle pull on the top edge will make sure that the carrier comes all the way up to the back of the ear at the top edge just there, so we have support for the neck. Once we're happy with how baby's sitting in the carrier with support from the back of the knee to the back of the knee, place one strap up onto the shoulder, swap hands and do the same on the other side. It's at this point that you can spread out the nice wide straps of the Ergobaby Embrace carrier if you want to. As I cross the straps over, I bring my hand around to the back, I grab and I pull it down towards the ground. Now that will help to create a nice low cross, which will be good for my centre of gravity. As the carrier buckle comes round to the side, I can match it up and click it into place. Do exactly the same on the other side. Come around to the back, take a hold of the buckle, one hand's on baby's back, pull it down towards the ground and around to the side to click it into place. Now to make sure that your carrier is tightened effectively, I'm going to loosen it off just a little bit to show you how we would get there. Now a lot of the time babies kind of in a stretchy carrier can feel heavier or bouncier or lower down unless we've paid attention to the tightening mechanism. So how we're going to do that is lift baby's bottom up to start with. Lifting our bottom up takes the weight out of the carrier and makes the movements we need to do easier to do. The second thing that I'm going to do is going to find my piece of webbing just here, not the bit that's dangling down towards the ground, but the bit that's sitting flat on my body. I'm going to hold it and I'm going to pull it forwards. Now as I pull it forward, you'll hopefully see the carrier move all the way across my back, and my shoulder working to bring the slack towards the front. Now once the slack is there, right next to the buckle where it needs to be, I can let it go and you'll see it'll stay there, and then I'm able to pull back 1, 2, 3, forwards and then back to work all the slack out of the carrier, and that will give excellent weight distribution with this stretchy fabric around your torso. So again, baby lift, pull the carrier forwards and then back. It will give you the tightening mechanism that you need to keep baby's weight high and tight and distributed well around your middle. I hope that helps you with the Ergobaby Embrace.